Okay, excuse me for looking chopped as heck, but this is gonna be a video on basically we're gonna explain why men should be pegged and like they were basically created to get pegged and dominated since the beginning of time. So the first thing I want to talk about is why the male G-spot is there, because why would the fuck would you have that little thing up in your ass if it wasn't meant to get touched and stimulated? Because as soon as a little straight man gets stimulated by that shit, they start nutting everywhere. And the proof is in Yowie. Because look, as soon as a top hits that shit, they start nutting without just from their ass. Like you don't even have to touch the front. That's like why I believe men should like should be dominated like at all times. Like they don't even have to do it with a guy, they should do it with their girlfriends too, because they're like blocking themselves from like the peak of sexualness. Like they need to realize that to become a real man, you have to allow your girlfriend to peg you. As we've seen, usually in Yaoi, the homophobic man, he is very reserved, guarded, and it's because he's never felt that stimulation inside of him before that causes him to release his hormones in a perfect way. So to my girls out there, I just want you to know that you are not alone, and that like we as a society we need to like do better and like have men realize that no, it doesn't make you any less human. Getting pegged is like what's going to it's what actually makes him in touch with his femininity. It's probably the peak of masculinity to allow your girlfriend to peg you. It's very seen that it's just allowing somebody to dominate you for the first time. Then the man will understand how it feels to be in the other position, so he can cater to you more. He can understand where you're coming from, your feelings. He can understand the type of feelings you have during sex. It's like an enlightenment, almost like an epiphany from the sex gods. Research has shown that the discovery of the prostate stimulation of the male G-spot wasn't discovered until started getting researched until around the 1930s to 40s. They started noticing the pleasure of it, and then that's where the AIDS epidemic started hitting, because homosexuality was becoming more increased and it was becoming more mainstream, you could say. I genuinely don't believe that it was just discovered then, because ancient Romans have been like doing it with each other since like forever. They didn't see sex as like just a thing of procreation. They saw it as a sort of, they saw it as pleasure. They saw it as like playing in a field of daisies, like, and the men would have sex with each other. Like the great general Alexander the Great, he had a partner who was a male, and then they got together a lot according to the history books, and when his partner passed away, Alexander the Great became very depressed. So obviously they had sexual relationship with each other, and they were stimulating each other through that prostate. It doesn't matter if Alexander was the one doing it or the one receiving it. They both like felt that pleasure with one another, which is why like men these days, I don't understand why they became homophobic, because you are blocking yourself from feeling like the epitome of sexual pleasure and just like enjoyment.